Regulations on insurance companies. There would be the added Cadillac insurance plan tax. That will go into effect. And also the provision that all Americans must have insurance. And if they don't buy insurance, there are going to be fines. Now, that may be unconstitutional, and that could be tested in the courts. A lot of reaction coming into all of this, and those are just some of the provisions. Joining us on the phone is our Republican Congressman Brian Bilbray. Good morning, Congressman. I know you were working late, but there wasn't much in the end that Republicans could do to stop this.
No, Ross, you basically had the ability of one party for the first time, a major piece of legislation passed with just one party totally dominating. This didn't happen with Medicare, didn't happen with Social Security. Really has not happened with any major piece of legislation like this that we can find anywhere in the historical archives.
Now, Congressman, there's been a lot of rhetoric, even to the point of some members of the Republican Party saying this will be Armageddon if this passes. Now, obviously, that's just rhetoric. But from your point of view, what happened last night, how is it going to hurt us big time?
Well, I think what happened was the whole concept of representation got dropped. What happened, Ross, was the Democratic leadership had done a poll a couple weeks ago and realized that they're going to be punished in the polls in November just the way the Republicans were rightly punished. So their attitude was, we're going to lose so many seats, we might as well do what we want and don't worry about what the public thinks. And so you're seeing this thing kind of being shoved through quick. And except in the Senate bill, as you know, Ross, everybody agreed it was full of just stinky backroom deals for this state or this industry. The insurance companies have got stuff in here. The drug companies got. Wait, it's going to take so long. You guys have gotten more material for your investigative reporting. One story after another is going to come out now about this deal.
Now, the underline of this also is that, we can keep talking about the politics of how this happened, but when the president signs that, it's going to become the law of the land, and we're going to have to live with it. Are there changes the Republicans think they can make to it to make it more palatable?
Well, I don't know. There's all kinds of changes, but the problem is this bill was passed with the promise that it was going to be straightened out with this so-called reconciliation. But we found out last night before even the vote that the parliamentarian over the Senate says that these things can't, half of this stuff can't be even considered by the Senate under the law. And so this thing is going to be a real muck where you sit there and say, okay, we made a mistake, but we can't correct it. And, Ross, Washington can make mistakes. That's not the problem. The problem is when it makes mistakes, it doesn't like to admit it and go back and correct it. And so usually what they do is when things don't work out because of mistakes in Washington, you just throw more money at the problem, and it's the taxpayers' money, not Washington.
You think the voters are going to speak in November then?
Well, I tell you, when the retired military finds out that their TRICARE has now been moved out of the Department of Defense over to the department that handles welfare, when you tell somebody who served this country in the military that now their programs are going to be administered like their welfare programs rather than earned military benefits, all hell is going to break loose. I can't wait for my mom to hear that her TRICARE now is going to be administered by the welfare people.
That's just one of the things we keep finding out as we keep peeling the onion on this day after. Congressman, thank you for joining us. Thank you for your work in Washington. And when you get back here to San Diego, we want you in studio. We'd like to hear more of your thoughts on this. Thanks for being with us today.
Absolutely. I look forward to sipping some coffee with you.
Great. Perfect. Now,